Greetings, my fellow freedom-loving sovereign thinkers. This is LL3's newest podcast. My name is Craig, transmitting from the beautiful swampy mangroves of South Florida. And today's date is Sunday, July 9th, 2017. Plus, I'm at CJ's Java Lounge, located at 400 Southwest 1st Avenue, Suite 1 in the Blue River Yacht Club, along the New River of Fort Lauderdale, which is southwest section of the Andrews Avenue Bridge. Well, today I want to be mainly focused on is what has occurred in the state of Oregon, the great state of Oregon to be exact. And it's in reference to a bill which actually Republican-sponsored, the Citizen Disarmament Bill headed to anti-gun Oregon governor. All right, it came out yesterday. It's from ammoland.com. And it's mainly about SB 719A. And the bill is actually entitled the bill is actually entitled. They don't really have a name for this, but this is very, I would say, disturbing to a real extent. And first of all, I'm going to be reading on the bill, actually the article. Then we'll just follow through with the bills and how this violates their own state constitution. And they call it, and according to the Oregon Firearms Federation, is considered a gun confiscation bill. All right, so that it was July 6, 2017. This was released, but the AmmoLand did an article on this, and this is, I would say, very tyrannical to an extent. But I'm going to do some narrations on the bill that got passed both House and Senate. And let's just start from here. So one's entitled Republican-Sponsored Citizen Disarmament Bill Headed to Anti-Gun Oregon Governor Dave Cordrea. Came out yesterday to be exact. And one thing it says here about Senator Boquist, with this past service, Boquist do not need reminding that the document he swore oath that has mandate that includes the word shall not be infringed. And it says here, today the Oregon House approved one of the most dangerous, hateful, and mean-spirited pieces of legislation ever introduced. Oregon Firearms Federation alerted members Thursday, SB 719A, the product of a Republican Senator Brian Boquist collusion with the most militant anti-gunners in the legislature, will now allow the police to come to your home and confiscate your firearms and deadly weapons, no accusation or conviction of a crime. Okay? You hear that? No accusation or conviction of a crime. There is no question this bill will cost people's lives. Boquist is turning away from gun owners' rights. Advocates who previously supported him weakens their already politically precarious position in progressive-dominated Oregon. A former U.S. Army Special Forces officer, he previously enjoyed excellent ratings and support from gun owner rights groups. The catalyst of this conversion was a suicide by gunshot of his Navy veteran stepson. Okay, so interesting on there. I'll continue on. With his background and his circumstances, all people of good conscience will naturally feel sympathy. But as with so many who lose relatives in incidents involving guns, that sympathy does not give sufferers leave to endanger their lives and the rights of others. That's especially true when proposed solutions rely on supported allegations, cast a broad net, and ignore fundamentals of due process, denying rights to citizens who have not been convicted of anything that is, who are legally innocent, is unconstitutional and un-American. And even the guarantees in Article 1 of Oregon Constitution's Bill of Rights. Okay, I am going to go through all that as well. All right. Now, a vindictive family or household member has power to have your rights and property stolen from you simply because they chose to make an accusation against you off a labyrinth. Dangerous people will not be taken into custody. Self-destructive people will receive no help. Naturally, the gun grabbers paint as objections as gun nuts, and there's a reason why they call us that. Being for putting guns in dangerous hands. The real objection is to any American having rights forcibly stripped without full due process. The unaddressed reality is anyone who can't be trusted with a gun can't be trusted without a custodian. If someone is a provable danger to himself and others, he will find a way to act on that. Absolutely. The bill now goes to the governor for a certain signature. Off concludes. They've seen firsthand how Kate Brown piles on the face in your face infringements. What's left is for governors to remember how Brian Boquist repaid their support the next time he runs for public office and do what they can deny him power, even if it means a Democrat wins. That may hurt him in the short term, but it's really the only long-term response with a deterrent of effect. After all, what incentive would any politician have to stay true to his base if there is no cause for infidelity? And in Boquist's case, what difference would it make? So this is one of the most intriguing things about it, or actually effing disturbing. And I say that politely. So they can assume someone that may not like you may say, this person has a gun and he brandishes it, and they can go in there and take it away from you without any due process. Really fascinating, huh? Absolutely fascinating. That's why the people in Oregon need to take the initiative on telling them to stick it. Plain and simple. That's how I look at it. Because this is absolutely unacceptable. In other words, treasonous. And if Boquist is offended by that, who the hell cares? Right? Absolutely. So what's going to be doing? What I'll be doing right now is what the Beaver State's going to be doing. Need to take action, and we'll hit this because this is from the link from the actual Molon, which I'm going to put on the footnotes. Boquist gun confiscation bill passes, which is July 6, 2017. Today, the Oregon House approved the most dangerous, hateful, mean-spirited pieces of legislation ever introduced, SB 719A, the product of Republican Senator Brian Boquist's collusion with the most militant anti-gun legislation, will now allow the police to come to your home and confiscate your firearms and deadly weapons with no accusation or conviction of a crime. Can we see thought criminal? 1984. There is no question this bill will cost people's lives. Now, a vindictive family or household member has a power to have your rights and property stolen from you simply because they chose to make an accusation against you. Dangerous people will not be taken into custody. Self-destructive people will receive no help. The people who passed SB 719 knows this. They don't care about people's well-being. They only care about seizing as many as firearms as possible. The only Democrats vote no were Jeff Barker, Brian Clem, and Brad Witt. Deborah Boone was absent. This is truly a disgraceful day in Oregon's history. Every Republican member of this House voted against this travesty. The bill now goes to the governor for her certain signature. So you can thank Barker, Clem, and Witt for choosing wisely. But every Republican member needs to be ashamed of themselves for violating their oath of office. They are not serving the Oregon people, as far as I'm concerned. They're just looking out for themselves and to control everyone within the Beaver State that we're smarter than you. You don't know how to wipe your behind, but we can show you. That's what they're saying. Treasonous parasites that they are. To me, my friend, there's always that saying, elephants and asses strewing the masses. This is why I don't support political parties. All right? I go by their individual actions. That's it. George Washington warned us about political parties in his farewell address. So you folks out there better learn to get that notice. Put that in your brain. Comprehend it. Don't be obtuse. Don't go for this partisan political propaganda. It's nothing more than alligator manure. Why? Why? Because I can say that. So, what we're going to do, I'm going to be doing, we're going to be looking at this pretentious bill that got passed. 12 pages long to be exact. And, of course, 79th Oregon Legislative Assembly relating to the court's new provision as amending to Oregon Statute 419B, .812, 419B, .848, and 419B, .851. And like what it says here, be it enacted by the people of the state of Oregon. Oh, really? Oh, you folks in the Beaver State really made this happen, right? Shoot. Pretty pathetic, I would say. Yeah, so, and of course, it tells you here about deadly weapons. Section 1, deadly weapons, what it means. Firearm, whether loaded or unloaded, gun dealer, and all that. And Section 2, a law enforcement officer, tells you what that means. It's all like mainly definitions. And, of course, extreme risk. All right, same day petition, judicial day, history of suicide threats. So they only use all this past history in there as well. All right. And, of course, the petitioners got to do an oath, an affirmation, all that stuff. So they got to do their work. And the history gives you a whole history, driving under influence, intoxicants, and all that. So if you do these little things, they can take your firearms away, right? So this is one of these few issues. I'm just like going through here. I'm not going to go too crazy. But like it says here, page 2 of this bill, it says here, to the subject of this protection order, extreme risk protection order has been issued by the court and is now in effect. You're required to surrender all deadly weapons in your custody, control, or possession. You may not have in your custody or control, purchase, possess, receive, or attempt to purchase or receive deadly weapons while this order is in effect. You must, within 24 hours, surrender all deadly weapons in your custody, control, or possession to insert name of local enforcement agency, a gun dealer, or a third party who may lawfully possess the deadly weapons. You must, within 24 hours, surrender to insert name of local law enforcement agency, any concealed handgun license issued to you. You may require a hearing to contest this order. So, if you do not request a hearing, an extreme risk protection order against you will be in effect for 1 year unless terminated by the court. You have the right to request one hearing to terminate this order during the 12 months that this order is in effect. Starting from the date of this order, you may seek an advice of an attorney as to any matter connected with this order. So it's more like going through hoops without any due process. Can you see what's really happening right now, my friends? Good grief. It's like, really, absolutely pathetic that it is. And of course, it says it go on here from 8A of this section about the respondent shall personally serve the bulk copy of the extreme risk protection order and a hearing request described in subsection 9 of this section. And it goes through B, C, and all that. And talk about the 30 days, and hearing shall recur in 21 days. And this is really cute, huh? So, and of course, the evidence code. You got the evidence code to examine under oath of petitioner, any witness, either party. He said, she said, bullshit. All right. And of course, the order of deadly weapons were surrendered to law enforcement agencies. Section 6, act remain in custody while the order is in effect. So, turn in your stuff, and if you're acquitted, then they'll give it to you. God knows how long for during the 12 months of this order. So it's like they could babysit you, all right? And, of course, this is page 4 here, page 3. And the last paragraph says here, to the subject of this protection order, this order is valid until the date and time noted above. If you have not done so already, you're required to surrender all deadly weapons in your custody. You must immediately surrender all deadly weapons in your custody, control, or possession to an assert of local law enforcement agency, a gun dealer, or third party who may lawfully possess the deadly weapons. So it's almost the same thing. And of course, when a court order an extreme risk of protection under this section, the court shall inform the respondent that the respondent is entitled to request termination in order manner described in Section 4 of the 2017 Act. The court shall provide respondent with a form which requests a termination hearing. So it's all I'm saying, going through hoops. Yeah. I'm gonna say you can just look at this. It's in that page. It's on that page of SB 719. That link from the Oregon Firearms Federation. You can really look at that, and I'm just going to do a little browsing. But only when you read this, it's pure blasphemy. All right, violates natural law for sure. And we just go, I just looking right through here. Yeah, this is unbelievable. But unbelievable. So they have a lot of things to get back up on. So we could just tell you what the Oregon Constitution has to say about this, right? I love the preamble too. Check the preamble. We the people of the state of Oregon, to the end that justice be established, ordered, maintained, and liberty perpetuated, do ordain this Constitution. Okay, so Article 1, which is actually entitled Bill of Rights. All right, and it says here, Article 1, Section 1, natural rights inherited in people. We declare that all men, when they are form a social compact, are equal in right, that all powers that is inherited in the people and all free governments are founded on their authority and instituted for their peace, safety, and happiness. That they have all the rights to alter, reform, or abolish the government in such a manner as they think proper. So everything's inherited to the people. All right? Natural rights. So you have those natural rights. They cannot be, in other words, they cannot be altered. All your rights are considered inalienable. All right? So when we hit section 9 of this article, unreasonable search and seizures. No law shall violate the right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects. See, effects means other assets, okay? Against unreasonable search or seizure, and no warrant shall issue but upon probable cause, supported by oath or affirmation, particularly describing the place to be searched and others the things to be seized. All right? So this little mumbo jumbo here. They can say, it's all completely irrelevant. And, of course, we could look at 11. 11 various things about rights to accuse a person in criminal prosecution. However, we'll hit number 12 here. Section 12, double jeopardy, compulsory self-incrimination. No person shall be in jeopardy twice. The same offense will be compelled in any criminal prosecution to testify against himself. So they could say, but right there, so if they investigate, it's still self-incriminating. Okay, so we hit 15 on here. The laws for punishment of crime shall be founded on these principles: protection of society, personal responsibility, accountability for one's actions, and reformation. So it definitely violates that as well. You know, what this what 719A has to say. And we could hit 18. Private property shall not be taken for public use, nor the particular services of any man be demanded without just compensation, or expected in the case of state without such compensation first assessed and tendered. Provides that the use of all roads, ways, waterways, and to promote the transportation of all products of mine or farm, forest, or using drainage necessary to development of the welfare of the state is declared a public use. So, but they can't take your property away. Okay, so that's considered private property effects. And of course, we get hit section 20, equality of privileges and immunity of citizens. No law shall be granted as any citizen or class citizens privilege or immunities, which upon the same terms shall not equally belong to all citizens. All right, and you can look at this too as a ex post facto law. Laws impairing contracts, law depending on authorization in order to take effect, law submitted to electors. No ex post facto law or law impairing the obligation of the contract shall ever be passed, nor shall any law be passed, taking effect of which shall be made depend on any authority except provided in this Constitution, provided that the law is locating the capital of the state, locating county seats, and submitting towns and corporate acts and other local and special laws may take effect or not upon the votes of electors' interests. So it's considered ex post facto law if it gets signed by Governor Brown. Right? Is it Kate Brown? Her name is? Yeah, Kate Brown. All right. So definitely that is a real touchy issue. All right. And we can go more down here on 27, right to bear arms and a military subordinate to civil power. The people shall have the right to bear arms for the defense, of themselves and the state, but the military shall be kept in strict subordination in civil power. So right there, they shouldn't really be taking that away. So there's a lot of stuff in here is totally illegal, unconstitutional, and all that. So this is why, my friends, people in the Beaver State need to fight this damn thing. Alright? This is really not very unhealthy for the Beaver State. And we can just go on here on 27. Make it 33. I'm going by 33 right now. It says here in 33, enumeration of rights not exclusive. The enumeration of rights and privileges shall be construed to impair or deny others retained by the people. So that is equivalent to the 9th Amendment of the U.S. Constitution. Your natural born rights are inalienable. And of course, it says here, 34, slave or involuntary servitude. There shall be neither slavery nor involuntary servitude in the state other than as a punishment for a crime where the party shall be duly convicted. So far as I'm concerned, if you take the person, try to take the person farms, that's going to form involuntary servitude, right? Yin and yang. And we can hit 43, which is about women's rights, which is still equivalent to this as well, because that's a little bit in question. On 43, hold on, I'm going all the way down here. 43, excuse me. Rights of victims, public protections. Not really. That's not really unnecessary. So they may just want to use that. But, this is one thing. Equal rights under the Section 46. Equal rights under the law shall not be denied or abridged by the state of Oregon by any political subdivision in the state on account of sex. So that's 46A. Section 46A, Article 1 of the Oregon Constitution. And this is one of the areas people got to really start looking at, because you got now with this happening. See, the people that voted for this, including the ass white Boquist, so that actually put this into the in effect. They have violated. He has violated Article 4, Section 31 of the Oregon Constitution. And it says here, the members of the Legislative Assembly shall, before they enter on the duties of their respective I think I goofed up here. No, I haven't. Respective offices, take and subscribe the following oath and affirmation. I do solemnly swear or affirm, as this case may be, that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Oregon, and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of senator or representative as the case may be, according to the best of my ability, and such oath may be administered by the governor, secretary of state, or a judge of the Supreme Court. And, of course, here, miscellaneous, Article 25, Section 3 of the Oregon Constitution. Every person elected or appointed to any office under this Constitution shall, before entering their duties thereof, take an oath and affirmation to support the Constitution of the United States and of this state, and also on the oath of office. Okay? So, and we just, even down here, on the whole judicial, every judge occurs, of course, every judge, same thing. So, so even the judges in there got to honor that oath as well. Okay, so and people folks that got to understand too. Before statutes, edicts, ordinance, rules, and regulation, Article 6 of the U.S. Constitution, this Constitution, the laws of the United States shall be made in prudence therefore, and all treaties made or which shall be made on the authority of the United States shall be the supreme law of the land, and the judges in every state shall be bound there by anything in the Constitution or laws of any state the contrary of now withstanding. So, Oregon's in the state of the Union. They have to honor the U.S. Constitution as the supreme law of the land. You got to honor the federal Constitution on those conditions, and of course, if it's not in there, then it'll be considered states' rights. So, right there, they have, looks like, Boquist and his lackeys voted, actually breached their oath of office. Absolutely 100% guaranteed. And the solution they can do right now in the state of Oregon is a recall. Okay, they could do a recall on their elected servants. And it was really interesting here because this is mostly from Ballotpedia. And it says here, laws governing recall in Oregon. The citizens of Oregon are granted the authority to perform a recall by Article 2, Section 18 of the Oregon Constitution. The right of recall was created in 1908. Oregon and Michigan, which also created the right to recall in 1908, were the first two states to adopt statewide recall procedures. And if we look at Article 2, Section 18 of their state constitution. And one moment here. Woo, okay. I'm going to just check this out. Article 2, Section 18 of their state constitution. And it goes like right there. And it says, recall meaning words the legislative assembly shall provide. 1. Every public officer in Oregon is subject, as herein provide, to recall by the electors of the state or the electoral district from which public officer is elected. And it's interesting there because it tells you how it's being done on that, and it gives you a whole instructions on how to make that happen. Of course, it says here to 15%, but no more the number of electors who voted for governor in the office electoral district and most recent election in which a candidate for governor was elected to a full term may be required to file a petition demanding the officer's recall by the people. 3, they shall set forth a petition for the reasons for their demands. For the demand. See, the reason for the demand, they breached their oath of office. Okay? Just to let you know, under Article 4, Section 31 of the Oregon Constitution. So right there you got merit. 4, if the public officer to resign, the resignation shall be accepted and take effect on the day it is offered, and the vacancy shall be filled as may be provided by the law. If a public officer does not resign within 5 days after the petition is filed, a special election shall be ordered to be held within 35 days in the electoral district to determine whether the people will recall the officer. And it says here, 5, on the ballot at the election shall be printed not more than 200 words. The reason for demanding the recall of the officer is set forth in the recall petition, and not in more than 200 words the officer's jurisdiction of the officer's course in office. The officer shall continue to perform the duty of office until the result of a very special election is officially declared. If an officer is recalled from any public office, the vacancy shall be filled immediately in the manner provided law for filling a vacancy in that office arising from any other cause. 6, the recall for the petition shall be filed with the officer with whom a petition officer for nomination to such office should be filed, and the same officer shall order the special election when it's required. No such petition shall be circulated against any other officers until the officer has actually held the office for 6 months, save and except that may be filed against against sorry about that, I got lost. Against any officer until the officer has actually held the office 6 months, save and except that may be filed against the senator or representative in the legislative assembly at any time after 5 days from the beginning of the first session after the elections of the senator or representative. 7, after one such petition and special election, no further recall petition shall be filed against the name of the same officer during the term for which the officer was elected unless such further petitioner first pay into the public treasury, which has been paid such special election expense, the whole amount of its expenses for the preceding special election. 8, such additional legislation as may aid the operation of this election shall be provided by the Legislative Assembly, including the provision for payment by the public treasury of reasonable special election campaign expenses of such offices, but the words Legislative Assembly shall provide, or any similar equivalent words in this Constitution or in any amendment thereto, shall not be construed to grant a Legislative Assembly any exclusive power of lawmaking, nor in any way to limit initiative and referendum powers reserved by the people. So right there, you can make this happen. So I'm just going to put that back there. I'm going to add that whole keep and bear arms as well. So I'm going to keep and bear arms site in the office of the state of Oregon. And of course, the recall. Okay. It's a manual here as well. Tells you how to do a recall on these people. And of course, first step, recall petition. Yep. So it's all in there. It doesn't matter. You can do elected, public officer, elected or appointed. And it takes 3 business days and all that. And you can really, so I'm going to actually keep this on here. It's based on the other one. So keep it was more simplified. So I'm going to add that to the memo. So, yes, this is really, one thing I got to say is, this is absolutely unacceptable. So, just more hoops to go through. No due process. Hold, and you got to contest yourself. So they're making yourself, you're guilty till proven innocent. That's why it's totally unconstitutional. Not just in the federal level, but the state as well. So what are you going to do, what are you going to do, my fellow brothers and sisters of the Beaver State? I say this: resist these sons of bitches that were behind it, and do recall every single one of those individuals that supported this bill. including the author himself, Boquist, right? Jerk off, I would say. One of the most Boquist. Definitely get his ass out. And get more liberty-minded people out there to support the true cause. What your Bill of Rights is guaranteed. And they, including himself, definitely violated it. And anyone who gets caught in this bind should take the initiative on looking at Title 42 U.S. Code Section 1983, which guarantees, not guaranteed, but you can be compensated if your constitutional rights have been violated. It's time that if they want to play that game, give it to them where it hurts. Because I know once that's because right there, they're making it a mockery out of your state. And I will definitely use the Lou Cornell site, Lou Cornell, lawcornell.edu, and Cornell Law School. They have a lot of merit, so you can look. So I'm definitely going to add that to my footnotes. So it tells you how to recall. I will give me a simple version of from Keeping Bear Arms, oath in office in the state of Oregon. Definitely going to add the Oregon Constitution from Ballotpedia too, and that link to Boquist gun confiscation bill. And I'm just real curious too if the police in the Beaver State will honor this. Will your sheriffs nullify it? The counties should nullify it. Because there's no victim, how's that a crime? So I'm going to add those to that, because civil action for deprivation of rights. So definitely going to add that to the memo. And I'll probably post this on Kate Brown's Facebook page. Why not? Scum Queen. All right, my friends. I'd like to thank everyone for listening. Plus, feel free to download and share throughout your social media networks. If you have any questions, comments, or you may send me something that's interesting you may want to check out, whatever you do, please send your correspondence with decorum. You can hit me on Facebook, Twitter, Google+, Spreaker, iHeartRadio, Tumblr, YouTube, Freedoms Network, Scene.life, Minds.com, FutureNet.club, and Patreon.com/Loki/Loki Luck 3 Eyes, which is number 3. If you want to be a sponsor, that'd be great. $1 a month, that'd be fine. It's for a good cause. Or you can email me at LokiLuck3, which is LokiLuck number 3 altogether, gmail.com. And for you cryptid types, LokiLuck03 at protonmail.com. All right, well, only thing I can really do, because I'm in Florida, play you a song for my brothers and sisters in the Beaver State. It's entitled Molon Labe by a band called Sons of Liberty. It was off the Spirit of Times. And I'm definitely going to add that to the memo on bandcamp.com. So you folks could check it out. You know, it came out for a while. And you should, check it out. Good song. You could say relate to the Spartans for stand up for what's right. Stand up for what's right. So I'm going to add that to my footnotes as well. You can hear all the songs, and it's like $5 for downloading. Hey, it's good for a good cause. And it's the dude from Islers, John Schaefer's band, side band, and it was released around December 22nd, 2011. So definitely play a song and crank it loud wherever you're at. All right, my friends. Once again, thank you for your time. Plus, always remember that demoniac resistance is helpful to the soul and can liberate humanity. Until next time, take care of yourselves. Keep on spreading love. May your guardian spirits be with you.
The Spartans did